For those who admire the soul of photography, the deliberate, thoughtful moments where art and precision intersect, Fujifilm's X Pro series has always held a special place. These cameras are not for everyone, and that's exactly what makes them iconic. Now, after years of quiet speculation, the curtain is being lifted. The next chapter, the X Pro 6, is not just confirmed, it's in the pipeline and being carefully molded into a camera designed to inspire. In an age of instant releases and yearly refresh cycles, Fujifilm has chosen to listen instead of rush. Their approach to the X Pro 6 reflects a philosophy of refinement rather than reinvention. It's not about throwing in the flashiest specs. It's about building a better tool for those who demand creative control, tactile engagement, and analog inspiration in a digital world. A heritage that defies trends. The X Pro lineup has always lived slightly outside the mainstream. While the rest of the industry chased megapixel arms races and fully articulating selfie screens, the X Pro cameras marched to the beat of a different drum. Photographers loved them for that. Whether you're shooting a quiet alley at golden hour, or capturing unguarded moments on the street, the unique hybrid viewfinder, part optical, part electronic, lets you see the world as it truly is, and how it might be captured. That viewfinder remains the signature feature of the series. No other camera offers the same blend of analog-style optical viewing with digital overlays. It's a nod to classic rangefinders of the past, reimagined for the modern photographer. And that spirit lives unevolved, but intact in the X6. Confirmed development. No more waiting in silence. After a long period of public silence, Fujifilm finally spoke clearly. The X Pro 6 is on its way. Internally, the project has been alive for some time. Shaped by photographer feedback and hard-earned lessons from the X Pro 3, the announcement carried authority not just because it was official, but because it was overdue. Enthusiasts and professionals who feared the series was quietly retired now have reason to believe in its future. One key reason the X Pro 6 matters is because of what it represents. Fujifilm's belief that not all photographers want touchscreen-centric gear that looks more like a smartphone than a camera. The X Pro 6 will be crafted for those who want to think before they shoot, to immerse themselves in the framing of a moment, not swipe it away. From critique to craft, learning from the past, let's not sugarcoat it. The X Pro 3 was polarizing. Fujifilm took a creative risk by hiding the main LCD screen behind a flip-down panel. While some applauded the focus on pure photography, others found it impractical, especially in fast-paced shooting environments. That gamble didn't quite pay off commercially, and Fujifilm listened. The X Pro 6 won't double down on gimmicks. Instead, it will refine its predecessor's intentions and eliminate barriers between the photographer and the frame. Expect a more accessible rear screen, likely a single-axis tilt that's discreet, functional, and far easier to use. No more awkward hinges to fight. No more guesswork when shooting from the waist or overhead. Simplicity and usability are the new priorities. A sensor that sees in shadows. The camera's hard-hit sensors also seeing a major overhaul. Low light performance, previously a weak point in some earlier iterations, will now be a cornerstone strength. We anticipate a next-gen imaging chip capable of pulling detail from deep shadows and retaining highlight fidelity even in harsh, contrast-heavy conditions. Think alleyways at dusk, city streets under neon, or golden hour, backlit with clarity, nuance, and subtle tone transitions. And with increased ISO performance comes quieter files, less noise, more texture. This sensor will empower artists to shoot under difficult lighting conditions without fear of losing quality. Precision through the viewfinder. Hybrid reimagine. If there's one piece of tech that defines the X Pro series, it's the hybrid viewfinder. The X Pro 6 is expected to bring major enhancements to this iconic system. A new optical window with sharper rendering and reduced distortion will allow users to rely more heavily on manual focus, even in challenging lighting. The electronic side of the hybrid viewfinder, often the Achilles heel in fast action or low light scenes, will also get a facelift. We're talking about a refresh rate that approaches real-time responsiveness, minimizing lag, ghosting, and blackout. Tracking a subject through the frame will feel smoother and more intuitive, making this a real option for event, street, or even candid wedding shooters. Autofocus intelligence. Finally catching up. Autofocus is getting smarter, and not just faster. The upcoming model will feature a next-generation AF system with phase detection points spread across nearly the entire frame. This means you won't be constrained to center-focused compositions when relying on fast AF. it's particularly good news for those who shoot moving subjects in unpredictable environments. Face and eye detection are also expected to receive AI-driven upgrades, making lock-on not only faster but more accurate across varied lighting scenarios. Whether you're capturing a child's spontaneous smile or a performer under stage lights, the camera will follow focus with a new level of intelligence. Build quality and design. Robust yet slimmer. Another shift is coming in terms of build and handling. The X Pro 3, while well-built, was criticized for its slightly bulky frame. Fujifilm is rumored to be slimming things down for the X Pro 6 without compromising on durability. Advanced materials, lighter but stronger alloys will help reduce overall weight while maintaining that reassuring solidity that rangefinder fans expect. Improved weather sealing will also become standard. Enhanced gaskets, reinforced ports, and tighter dial seals mean this camera won't flinch at drizzle, dust, or travel abuse. The rear screen's redesigned hinge will also be fortified against moisture intrusion. Extended battery life without compromise. Mirrorless systems often struggle with battery endurance. Fujifilm's engineers know this. The X Pro 6 is poised to adopt either a higher capacity cell or significantly improved power management, firmware perhaps both. Efficiency gains from the new processor may deliver 500 frames per charge. That may not seem groundbreaking on paper, but in real-world use, it's the difference between finishing a shoot or scrambling for a spare battery. Sleep states, background process control, and customizable energy-saving modes are expected, helping the camera sip power rather than gulp it. Smart design in the digital age. Today's photographer expects modern amenities like wireless transfers and tethering, but not at the cost of simplicity. Fujifilm is threading this needle with quiet elegance. The X Pro 6 will support faster Wi-Fi and Bluetooth protocols for seamless image transfers to mobile or cloud. For studio shooters or pros on tight deadlines, features like FTP upload and remote preview will likely be on board, but nothing about the interface will feel bloated or corporate. Menus will stay minimal. Custom buttons will let you create a layout that works for your workflow, not someone else's. The goal, a camera that gets out of your way, but adapts when you need it to. Software and simulations. Your film lab in a body. One of Fujifilm's biggest artistic triumphs in the past decade has been its legendary film simulations. These in-camera profiles evoke the character of analog film stocks like Velvia, Provia, and Acros, giving photographers rich creative options without needing to edit raw files later. The X Pro 6 is likely to debut new simulations, perhaps ones tuned to modern color science or vintage looks based on community demand. Real-time previews of these profiles through the hybrid viewfinder will let artists visualize the final result as they frame the shot, emerging of old-world discipline with new-world speed. What's in a name? Why X Pro 6? One curiosity that caught the eye of the community was the name itself. Fujifilm is leaping from the X Pro 3 straight to the X Pro 6, skipping numbers 4 and 5. The choice is both cultural and symbolic. In East Asia, 4 is sometimes avoided because it phonetically resembles the word for death, a superstition reflected in other tech naming conventions. But more than that, this jump signals a reset. By naming it the X Pro 6, Fujifilm is sending a message. This isn't just a small step forward, it's a bold leap. It distances the new model from the missteps of its predecessor and sets a higher bar for performance, reliability, and usability. Release timeline and pricing. Mark your calendars just yet. While the announcement has confirmed development, availability is still a ways off. Industry insiders suggest a release in early 2026, bypassing 2025 altogether. It's a delay that may frustrate some, but it underscores Fujifilm's strategy of doing it right, not fast. As for cost, estimates place the X Pro 6 somewhere between $1,999 and $2,199 United States dollars. That's a premium price, but one that aligns with its target audience, photographers who see their gear as a long-term creative investment, given the upgrades in sensor tech, viewfinder performance, and usability. The price tag may well be justified. A community-driven vision. Fujifilm isn't just building a product, they're nurturing a community. When the X Pro 6 launches, expect more than just spec sheets. Local photo walks, artist-led demos, and a flurry of online educational content will flood the scene. Fujifilm knows that great cameras don't sell themselves. Real-world examples, shared passion, and a sense of belonging do. Expect lens announcements alongside the launch. A new 23mm or 35mm fast prime, designed to complement the X Pro 6's philosophy, is likely compact, weather-resistant,